Welcome to All Facts Matter, where we fact check the foolishness so you don't have to. So listen, we're going to talk about this video.
Wow, to think the Liberals could have made it so affordable for Canadians anytime they wanted to, but they chose not to, not until they needed votes. Vote Conservative. Go Pierre Poilievre, go baby!
Gas prices only dropped because the Liberals needed votes. Now, there is a little bit of truth in there, but like most disinformation, it's missing a whole lot of context. And these kinds of videos aren't just misleading. They're weaponizing frustration to drive discontent, distract you from the real issues, and push a false narrative that benefits from chaos over clarity. But to answer your question, yes, gas prices did drop. And yes, the consumer carbon tax was removed just before the election was called. But let me just clear up a few things. Firstly, the Liberals didn't scrap the entire carbon tax system. They just ended the consumer portion, the price that you were paying at the pump. Secondly, the industrial carbon tax, the one paid by large polluters, is still in place for now. And thirdly, you likely received a Canada carbon rebate check if you filed your taxes. That was designed to offset the cost of the carbon tax, especially in provinces where the federal system applied. So, if you lived in Ontario, Alberta, Saskatchewan, Manitoba, Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, PEI, or Newfoundland and Labrador, guess what? You got a check. Meanwhile, provinces and territories like BC, Quebec, Yukon, Northwest Territories, and Nunavut had their own carbon pricing systems. So residents there didn't get a federal rebate because their governments handled it differently. You see what they did there? So if your gas felt expensive before April, yes, the carbon tax was a factor. But if you lived in any of those provinces, you were also getting a check to offset those costs. So what's the problem? Now, let's talk about why prices dropped. Yes, the removal of the consumer carbon tax played a role in that. But there's also bigger forces that were global. OPEC raised oil production. Global oil demand dipped due to recession fears. Trump's tariff tantrums triggered panic in the markets. Try and say that fast 3 times. Crude oil prices also dropped. Ipso facto, that led to a significant drop in gas prices across Canada. In fact, experts called it one of the biggest decreases we've ever seen. We're talking 15 to 20 cents per liter in just a few weeks. So no, it wasn't some last-minute carny ploy to lower gas prices for votes. It was global pressure, economic signals, and policy shift made by Mark Carney, who, unlike some, actually understands markets. And your boy Polly Pocket? Well, he wants to go even further. He wants to eliminate the industrial carbon tax that still holds large polluters accountable. But, we're not going to talk about that right now because while some folks are out here saying that the Liberals kept prices high on purpose, the facts simply don't back that up. It wasn't a campaign trick. It was a mix of economics, energy policy, and international chaos. You know what happens when you make decisions with a PhD in economics instead of relying on conspiracy theories and outrage to manipulate people. And you know what? Between you and I, if we're being completely honest here, I think Polly Pocket's just mad that Carney did it first. Don't get got.